Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a massive topic that affects literally millions of people, yet somehow it manages to fly completely under the radar. We're going to uncover the invisible alarm bells your body might be ringing about your blood sugar right now. You know, our bodies are constantly talking to us, we just don't always speak the language.
Think about your daily routine for just a second. Why is your body constantly asking for water, yet it's never satisfied? You might just write off feeling a little tired or unusually thirsty as, I don't know, stress from a crazy work week. Or maybe you think it's just a normal part of getting older. But what if these are actually vital clues? What if these seemingly minor little inconveniences are pointing to a hidden, systemic enemy lurking right there in your bloodstream?
So let's get into it. Section 1. The Silent Blood Sugar Alarm. Recognizing the Invisible Enemy. We're exploring a fascinating breakdown by MedVision of 10 early warning signs that hide right in plain sight.
Section 2. Thirst, hunger, and bathroom trips, the intake and output cycle. Let's start with the immediate mechanical failures caused by high blood sugar. Our very first warning sign is waking up multiple times at night to use the bathroom. Now sure, it's super easy to just blame that glass of water you chugged right before bed. But if you find yourself waking up constantly during the night to pee, it's often because your kidneys are being forced to work crazy overtime. When there's just way too much sugar in your blood, your kidneys have to go into overdrive to filter that excess sugar out. They actually draw in extra water from your blood to help flush it away, which is exactly why your bladder keeps waking you up.
And what's really fascinating here is how that first sign directly causes the second one, excessive thirst despite repeatedly drinking water. Because your kidneys are frantically pulling water from your system to flush out the sugar, this relentless filtering essentially dehydrates you from the inside out. You're losing fluids so rapidly that it triggers an absolute unquenchable thirst in your brain. Your body is just desperately trying to replenish the fluids it just lost, trapping you in this frustrating continuous loop.
Which brings us to the third sign, and honestly, it's a fascinating biological paradox. Step 1. You eat a full, heavy meal. Step 2. The sugar, or glucose, from that food enters your bloodstream. But step 3 is where the whole system fails. The sugar is blocked from entering your cells. Have you ever finished a massive meal but felt like you literally hadn't eaten a thing, leaving you incredibly hungry right after? Well, that happens because the sugar gets trapped in your bloodstream rather than actually entering your body's cells to provide fuel. You are physically full of food, but on a cellular level, your body is completely starved for energy.
Moving on to Section 3. Sudden exhaustion and weight loss. The systemic energy crash. Because that essential sugar is blocked from entering your cells, your entire body basically goes into a massive crash.
Normally, blood sugar effortlessly enters the cells to give you fuel. But in a diabetic state, your body initiates a kind of emergency backup plan to survive. Since it can't use the sugar floating around in your blood, it starts burning your stored fat and muscle for energy instead. And this brilliantly explains the biological why behind sudden, unexplained weight loss. You're losing weight without even trying. Not because you're getting healthier, but because your body is literally feeding on its own reserves just to survive.
Consequently, this heavy reliance on inefficient energy backups leaves your body completely and utterly exhausted. If you find yourself struggling to stay awake at work, fighting sleep at school, or just totally crashing on the couch at home, it's not always just a lack of sleep. It's constant fatigue in your everyday life, caused directly by the cellular energy crisis.
Section 4. Nerves, vision, and skin changes. Localized damage to microstructures. As blood sugar remains dangerously elevated over time, we move from general exhaustion to actual physical damage.
This damage often manifests as blurry vision. You might be looking at your phone right now and notice the text looking a bit fuzzy or out of focus. It's so easy to assume you just need a new glasses prescription, right? But this is actually the result of temporary physical changes in the human eye. High blood sugar levels pull fluid from your tissues, and that includes the lenses of your eyes. This physically changes their shape and directly impacts your ability to focus. Pretty wild, right?
Here's another really subtle clue. Why do your hands and feet feel like they're gently tingling or numb? If you feel a buzzing, tingling, or kind of a pins and needles sensation in your extremities, you're experiencing something called neuropathy. This is a sign of your nerve pathways physically degrading under the intense stress of excess sugar. The high blood sugar is literally damaging the walls of the tiny blood vessels that nourish your nerves, especially down in your legs and hands.
And it doesn't stop at the nerves, unfortunately. You might also spot dark, velvety patches of skin, specifically around the creases of the neck and the underarms. It's a condition called acanthosis nigricans. Now, people often mistake it for dirt or a simple skin irritation, but these patches actually act as a highly visible physical red flag for a very specific internal failure.
The absolute crucial point here is understanding the root cause behind all of this: insulin resistance. It's a condition where the body's cells basically stop responding to insulin properly. Think of insulin like the key that unlocks your cells so sugar can get in. Well, when you're insulin resistant, the locks are jammed. The sugar just accumulates in the bloodstream, triggering all those dark skin patches, the blurry vision, and the crushing fatigue we just talked about. It's the core mechanism preventing sugar from properly fueling your body.
Section 5. Slower healing and frequent infections, the body's failing defenses. As this systemic condition progresses unchecked, we reach a really dangerous phase.
For example, you might notice small cuts on your fingers healing very, very slowly over time. We all get paper cuts or scrapes, sure, but if you have high blood sugar, it severely reduces your blood flow and damages your nerves. This means that even a tiny, everyday cut on your finger will suffer from significantly delayed tissue repair. Without proper blood circulation to deliver nutrients and oxygen, wounds heal agonizingly slowly, leaving them wide open to complications.
Simultaneously, your overall immune response is deeply weakened. High levels of sugar in your blood actually inhibit the function of your white blood cells, the very cells meant to fight off invaders. This leaves you way more vulnerable to an increase in frequent bacterial and fungal infections. Your body's internal defense system is essentially forced to fight with its hands tied behind its back.
Section 6. Early detection saves lives. Pulling back to look at the big picture reveals a message that definitely isn't meant to scare you, but rather to entirely empower you. So here is your ultimate checklist. Let's do a quick review. Frequent urination, excessive thirst, increased hunger, unexplained weight loss, constant fatigue, blurry vision, slow healing wounds, tingling or numbness, dark skin patches, and frequent infections. When you look at them all laid out on a list like this, these 10 seemingly disconnected symptoms are suddenly completely crystal clear. They're all tied to that single source of insulin resistance causing a massive sugar traffic jam in your bloodstream. But hey, here's the best part. Recognizing these signs early allows you to take immediate action. You really don't have to just sit around and wait for things to get worse. With simple blood sugar testing, a shift toward nutritious foods, and integrating a healthy lifestyle with regular exercise, you can actually halt the damage. You can literally help your cells become sensitive to insulin again and clear out that bloodstream.
As the source material from MedVision so importantly emphasizes, early detection saves lives. Consult a healthcare professional. It's a simple step for sure, but paying attention to these warnings and consulting a doctor for early detection truly, undeniably saves lives. It puts the power to heal right back into your hands, where it belongs. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a direct question to think about. Which of these hidden warning signs will you stop ignoring to protect your health starting today? Our bodies are constantly talking to us. Which of these everyday biological signals will you listen to ensure a healthier tomorrow? Thank you so much for exploring this topic with me, and stay curious.